Hey guys, welcome back to the challenge. I'm here with Stacy, and I love it when Stacy's on the channel because she makes my job so easy. Today, Stacy's going to show us what it's like to be able to find the back leg line in your twist. And I've been speaking a little bit about the foot, the lotus foot and the henna foot, and opening up the foot. So a lot of what happens with the energy of the foot, we can take up the leg, up in the spine, will help to activate the spine. I've been talking about this a little bit through the challenge. Okay, so we'll work on that. One other thing is I want to let you guys know about a yoga retreat that I have coming up. I teach yoga retreats throughout the year. I don't have any others booked this year except for this amazing one in Byron Bay in Australia, March 24th through the 29th. If you're interested, you can go to the website to get more information. It's timsonesioga.com. And you can sign up for more information there, or you can just email Stacy directly, and she'll get back to you about it. Her email is Stacy, S-T-A-C-Y, @timsonessi.com. Did I get it right?
Yeah, I'll link it underneath.
There's going to be a link right below. Will you really remember anything?
I'll put it.
She's going to remember.
Yeah, I'll put it in the video.
Okay. Let's get started in child's pose. So just take a moment here with your head down to soften. So forget about activating so much and just soften into the pose. Then start to energize the arms. So stretch from the outer shoulders, outer armpits into your hands. Feel the spine starting to be nourished through the reach of the arms. And even your legs. Are the legs dull, or are you starting to lengthen through the front of the ankle, through the toes? Can you feel the thighs connecting deeper into the hips so that the hips can release back? Or are you just hanging in the hips? Come up onto the hands and the knees. Round your back and look back at your navel as you exhale. Inhale, arch your back, wheel your chest forward. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to arch. One more time. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to arch. Then come into neutral. Stretch your left arm forward. Stretch your right leg back behind you. As you exhale, bring the elbow and knee together. Inhale, reach back out. Exhale, elbow, knee together. Inhale, reach back out. Exhale, elbow, knee together. Inhale it back out. Lower your hand and your knee down. Change sides. Exhale, elbow, knee together. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, elbow, knee together. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, elbow, knee. Inhale, reach out. Lower your hand and your knee. Stretch back into down dog. Now I'm going to ask you, if you have blocks at home, you should have blocks. Put your heels up on these up on your blocks. Or you can also do it on a baseboard. If you have a baseboard up against your wall, you can put your heels up on your baseboard. So a common misconception that I find in yoga is people think that part of the point of down dog is to get the heels to the floor. It's not. It's for the feet to draw energy up into the legs to help to energize the spine. If the legs are dull, what do dull legs look like? Yeah, just like hanging. Can you make you can't even, yeah. Then everything just hangs into the spine. Okay, so now can you start to activate the legs more? Which is not to say that the knees can't be bent. Can you show bent knees with active legs? Yeah, so that's bent knees with active legs, drawing energy up into the spine. Okay, but then it starts to pull up through the thighs. And keep opening up the soles of your feet. Stretch down into the heels, but feel like you're pulling up and reaching through the inner heel at the same time. Up and down at the same time. Then inhale into plank pose. Shoulders come over the wrists. The heels will leave the blocks to go into plank. Adjust the front of the pants so that then exhale, stretch back into down dog. That's good. Inhale into plank pose. Bring the shoulders over the wrists. Exhale into dog. Last one. Inhale into plank pose. And stretch back into down dog. Okay, this next one is going to need to be done with your heel against the wall, but I'm going to mimic the wall with this block, but you should do it against the wall. Step your right foot up to your right thumb, and then your back heel will go right up against the wall, like so. Okay, then you're going to start to reach to that inner heel and feel the tailbone elongate through the reach of your back inner heel as you come up on the fingertips and elongate the spine. Then lift up from your belly and stretch your arms back behind you. Set your left hand down and twist. Take your right arm up, but keep connecting into your heel at the same time. And see if you can grow your spine long through the inner heel line. Keep the tailbone connecting towards the inner heel. Bring the hand back down. Step back into plank pose. Open up across your chest and raise your right leg up an inch without sinking or twisting. Change legs, raise your left leg up an inch. Good, stretch back into down dog. Step your left leg up by your left thumb, left foot up by your left thumb, and then bring this heel right up against the wall. Come up on your fingertips. Elongate your tailbone through the reach of your right inner heel, then lift up your belly and float your arms back behind you. Open the inner shoulders. Set your right hand down and twist. And connect the tailbone through the inner heel again as you grow from the navel up through the crown of the head. Bring your hand back down. Step back, plank pose. Open your chest. Pull your right knee up and round your back. Inhale, reach back. Change legs. Pull your left knee up and round your back. Inhale, reach back. Hold there, chest open. And grow the hips back into down dog, like I'm pulling you from a rope up and back. Then walk your feet forward. Inhale, make a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose. Bend your knees, sit your hips back. Stand and release your arms at your side. So now for today's class, I want you to visualize you're like a plant and the soil line is right here just below your navel. And then so from your navel up, you'll grow your plant tall. And from your navel down, you'll grow your roots down through your feet. Open up the feet to get more nutrients up through your roots. Then raise your arms up. And again, from the navel down, grow the roots down. From the navel up, grow tall through your branches. fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, make a flat back, lengthen your spine. Step back one leg at a time into plank pose. Open up your chest as you hold. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Point your toes back and inhale into cobra. Then roll up into upward facing dog. Stretch back into down dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, make a flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, make a flat back. Step back into plank pose, one leg at a time. Chest open. Then with your block for support, shift forward and lower slowly, hips onto the block. Pause. Open up across the collarbones. Keep your middle in. Firm the legs. Now imagine both the heels were pressed against the wall again. Press through the inner heels. Lengthen the tailbone through the inner heels. Feel the roots solid. Grow those roots. If you want the spine to be nourished, grow the roots of the legs. Don't let the legs hang lazy. Hold here for 5 more minutes. Lift back up into plank. Yes, that was so good, Stacy. Stretch back into downward facing dog. And as I mentioned earlier, until you can lift straight up in a plank position from the block, you shouldn't be lowering into chaturanga with your knees lifted. So, something to consider. Once you get really strong at holding that plank, you'll be able to do chaturangas and do a vinyasa practice. You could do it before, but you just injure yourself. Okay, maybe. Walk your feet forward. Inhale, make a flat back, elongate. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees and sit back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into plank pose, one leg at a time. Open your chest. Take a vinyasa or stretch straight back into down dog. Step your right foot up by your right thumb. Set up your back heel for warrior one. Hug your right hip in, then lift from your belly, front of your pelvis, and come up into warrior one. Adjust the pants. Reach through the back heel. Roll the outer shoulders forward and reach up into the fingers. Bring the hands back down to the mat and step back into plank pose. Grow back into your down dog. Grow your roots, grow your branches to nourish the spine. Step your left foot. Set up your back heel. Hug your left hip, lift from your navel, come up into warrior one. Roll the outer shoulders forward. Lift up. Bring your hands back down. Step back into plank pose. Chest open, spine long, legs strong. Hold there or take a vinyasa. Stretch back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Inhale, make a flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose, bend your knees, sit your hips back, arms up. Good, stand and release your arms at your side. Inhale into chair pose. Bend your knees and sit back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, make a flat back, lengthen. Step back one leg at a time into plank. Grow your spine through your crown. Grow back into down dog. Step your right foot for warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Then bring your hands behind your back, knuckles together in your upper back. Straighten your right leg and step the back foot a little bit closer if needed. Open the chest, shoulders, then start to tip forward, maybe halfway, but keep the whole front of the spine long. Like I could lay a foam roller on your back, it'd be nice and flat. Pause there. Then stretch evenly into your feet, open the soles of the feet, center heels, lengthen all the way out over your leg. Good, then bring your hands down onto the mat. Step back into down dog. Or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot up by your left thumb. Warrior one, inhale, reach up. Bring your hands behind your back. Straighten your left leg. Step your back foot a little bit closer. Roll the shoulders, chest open. Then start to lengthen out slowly. Find the flat back position. And then feel if you start to go too far, if the spine starts to round. Be right at that razor's edge. And then navel to your spine, lengthen all the way out over your leg. Connect evenly through your feet. Open the soles of the feet, open the toes. Then bring your hands back down to the mat. Inhale into a flat back. And step right back into down dog. Okay, then take your mat over to the wall. And you're going to want your 2 blocks for this part. So let's practice by measuring a leg's distance away from the wall. The blocks will go like almost at the middle front of the mat. And then you'll turn yourself around and fold forward. Put the hands maybe a foot in front of your feet on the tall blocks. And then keeping your hips, find this flat back first. Find Ardha Uttanasana. So I could lay a foam roller on your spine, your tailbone, your head would be touching it. Then bring your left heel to your buttock without your hips twisting. Like I could put a cup of coffee on your sacrum. And then extend the left heel into the wall, right up at hip height. Yeah, if it doesn't feel like it's exactly the right spot, you can adjust the foot forward or back. Let's see, that's pretty good. Okay, nice. Wow. Then level the hips out. Cool. And as you get even into your right, I did them all. Press down through the center of your right heel, open up the sole of the foot. I wonder if he's watching. And lengthen through the inner heel from the tailbone into the inner heel. That's really good. So, you want to be able to recreate this mountain pose line, and the wall is a great way to feel it. If you have to bend the right knee a little in order to find the length from this back leg and the spine, that's more important than having the right leg straight and the spine rounded. Okay, now let's see this. take the left hand block, and scoot it right in line with your big toe. Then put your right hand on your hip. Find your length again, energize the tail, spine. And then from the navel up, soften the navel up towards your right shoulder. Start to roll the right shoulder open. On this high height, you won't be able to twist into the full expression of the pose, like on the tall block. To get into the deep twist, you have to like go a little lower, I think. But yeah, let's just stay on the tall one just for the sake of where people are at in the challenge. I think this is a good place to be. Feel how the weight wants to twist on the right foot, like I showed you in Twisted Triangle. Practice getting even in the foot as you connect the whole spine. Indra's web. Then fold forward. That was a long ass hold. Let your head drop. I hope I don't get barred on YouTube for cursing. They like bar people now, like remove your video. Don't report me. Okay, come up into a flat back. Come up onto your fingertips. Find the length. Then bring the right heel to the buttock. And stretch the legs straight back into the wall. Now find the hips even again. And reach, elongate the tailbone through the reach of the inner heel. Feel your navel plug up the front of the spine. Feel your back muscles turn on to help to open up the front body. Feel how your left foot is. Reach even through the left foot. Then bring your right hand right into the line of the big toe. Left hand onto your hip. So you might feel like this stuff is so boring. We're not doing a lot of movement. But if you really work these like workshop style poses well, you'll feel that your body is really changing. The next day you'll feel that you're sore in places you're not normally sore, which is good. Find that length again from your back ankle out through your spine. Notice the more you twist, the more your left hip swings forward and out to the side. Connect the left outer hip, left inner foot. Find your length again, and then spin your navel, soften your navel up towards your left shoulder. With your left hand, you can put it on the hip to make sure that the hip isn't getting cockeyed. Good job. Then lower your hand, lower your leg. All right, this last one I think you might like. Let's try it. Uttanasana with the back ribs against the wall. So we're gonna take a variation of Uttanasana where you're like maybe a foot away from the wall. Your feet go outer hips distance apart. A little closer, I think. And then you just kind of lean into the wall. Yeah, and then you hold there. And then if you feel like, oh, I could slide a little deeper, you can even go feet wider if you're not as open in the hamstrings. You can go like feet even the width of the mat, but I think this is a good width for Stacy. Take a few breaths. And then see if you can slide your back ribs a little bit further down. Now don't pull a hammy or anything. So just stay conscious, be in your body and breathe. Two more breaths there. And then slowly release that. Come away from the wall and go back to your spot. And stretch back into downward facing dog. Set the knees down. Set the elbows down too. Clasp your hands. Shoulders right over your elbows. Curl your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips up. Feel your spine grow as tall as it can. Feel your forearms root. Those are your new roots. Roll the outer shoulders towards the elbows. Spread from the base of the back of the neck into the shoulders. Then raise your right leg up, but stay even on your roots as the right leg goes up. Grow the right leg as tall as you can. Change legs. Grow the left leg up. Lower the left leg down. Walk back into plank on your forearms. And suffer. No, just hold there. Good, open the chest. Hips down in line with your shoulders. There it is. Now raise your right leg up an inch. Tuck the belly up. Change legs, left leg up an inch. Change legs, right leg up an inch. Press those forearms, chest open. Change legs. Good, set that foot down and lower the pelvis. Sphinx pose. Let the chest open. Then hold here or bend your right knee and reach back with your hand for your foot. If it's too much on the knee or the lower back to clasp the foot, then just stay with the elbows down and the knee bent. Release that. And change sides. Release that. Lower your belly down. Either interlock your hands behind your back and lift up into locust, or bend the knees and reach back with your hands for your feet. So Stacy has enough elasticity in her spine, opening in her chest. She can start to stretch the legs and go deeper. When you see me do it, is someone who doesn't have that much opening in the chest and shoulders. So don't try to force yourself. Be where you're at and breathe. Then lower yourself back down. Roll into upward facing dog. And stretch back into down dog. Hop to seated. And lie down onto your back. Bring your heels close to your buttock, feet hip distance apart. Press your heels down, lift your hips up. Grab a hold sides of the sticky mat and press your outer shoulder tips down towards the floor. Keep the knees pointing straight ahead. Press even through your feet. Then open the front of the pelvis like French doors and lift the tailbone right up through. Lower your butt back down. Take a breath. And go back up. Press down through the center heels. Keep the knees pointing straight ahead. Press the outer shoulders down. Press the center heels. Then open the front of the pelvis and lift the tailbone up through. Keep the neck free, back of the neck long. And lower back down. Open your arms out to the side. Cross your right knee over your left knee. Shift your hips over to the right a little and let your knees fall over to the left. Now this twist can be a little more intense on the lumbar. So if you have any issues with your lumbar spine, your low back, then I recommend just doing the twist that we've been doing throughout the challenge with the ankle over the knee. But if the lower back is healthy enough and the hip open enough, this deeper variation can feel like it takes you a little bit deeper into the twist to help to open up the chest even better. Come back to center. Change the cross of the legs. Then shift the hips over to the left a little and knees over to the right. Come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Take happy baby, reach onto the insides of your knees, grab a hold of the outsides of the feet. Then set your feet back down onto the mat and stretch out for Shavasana, corpse pose. Then gently bend the knees and roll over to your right side. Press yourself up to seated. Join your palms together. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right, well, thanks for hanging out with us today and doing some yoga. Hey, I know it's kind of annoying, but I really appreciate it every time you watch a video when you hit the like button, because it helps YouTube to know that you like the channel and it recommends it. So yeah, it helps me out a ton if you hit that like button. And also, I really appreciate hearing from you. The feedback that you leave me on the videos lets me know what you're enjoying, what you think's boring, what you think's too much, what you think's too little. So I really appreciate hearing all that feedback, and just when you say hi too. We like that. So I'll see you tomorrow, and have a great day.